The FDA could give full approval to COVID-19 vaccines later this month or even early September.
That's according to Wish TV medical expert and former Surgeon General, Dr. Jerome Adams, and he says it's critical the FDA moves quickly.
The FDA needs to get these vaccines fully licensed, number one, because it's a reason that 50% of people who aren't vaccinated give for not being vaccinated. But more importantly, many businesses are hesitant to mandate the vaccines until they're fully licensed. So I want the FDA to do it right. I want them to give the proper attention and staffing to be able to look over the data so that they can say with their full degree of assurance that these vaccines are safe and effective and the manufacturing is safe and effective. But we need to do it with some sense of urgency so that we can get this Delta variant under control.
Speaking of vaccines, one dose of Pfizer's vaccine may be enough to protect people previously infected with COVID-19. That's according to new research out of Rush University. It compared antibodies levels in people who recovered from COVID-19 and those who never had it. They found people who recovered from COVID appeared to have more antibodies against the virus after a single dose than people who received 2 doses but never had the disease. Meanwhile, a 4th coronavirus vaccine is making its way in the United States. Health experts say it's the most effective to date, not only against the original COVID-19 strain, but other variants as well. News 8's medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis is here now with more on her conversation with a doctor who says this could be a game changer and possibly end this pandemic.
Yes. Thank you, Phil. Well, let's talk about this right now. The vaccine is called Covovax. It is the latest in a growing pipeline of safe and effective vaccines that have come to market. Researchers from 113 sites across the country assessed 29,000 infected patients. Results of the study showed it is 100% effective against the original COVID-19 strain and 93% effective against the Beta and Alpha variant, both considered variants of concern by the World Health Organization. But what's so special about Covovax compared to Pfizer, Moderna, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine? Well, I turn to Dr. Christopher Doering, Vice President of Medical Affairs at Franciscan Health, to get some answers.
What they're doing is producing one of the proteins that's particularly immunogenic and seems to be a stable part of the virus, no matter, as the virus mutates. And so their proprietary piece really helps it be delivered into the human body and allows the immune system to recognize it effectively and develop a robust response.
Not only does Covovax offer high protection rates, but the side effects are much milder compared to other vaccines. They include injection site tenderness, headache, and slight fatigue, which lasted on average 3 days. The European Union has sealed a deal with the pharmaceutical company responsible for developing the vaccine. The company is called Novavax. They will be purchasing 200 million doses. Novavax is expected to apply for emergency use authorization of their vaccine here in the U.S. by the end of the year.
So, Mary, before we let you go, vaccinations have essentially plateaued here in the United States. So why the need for a 4th one? Also considering we have so much of the other ones.
Okay, that's a great question. So this study was 29,000 people. It was one of the first or the only study right now that we see protection against variants of concern, Alpha and Beta. So it's very highly likely that when we get a higher sample, people with the Delta, it would protect against that. At least that's what the researchers are saying.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's hope
Mary,
so.
thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
United Airlines is requiring all U.S. employees to get vaccinated. The company made that announcement this morning. Employees have until late October to share their status with the company. Officials say that workers who refuse to show proof of vaccination will be fired. Unions represent around 85% of United's more than 85,000 workers. The airline says it has not reached any agreements with the unions on the rule. United is not requiring passengers to get the vaccine.